Rely on Nye, on Nye. Rely on Nye, rely on Nye.
Yeah, you could go ahead and subscribe now. Thanks.
Hey Nye Allies, it's your girl Nye coming back with yet another reason for you all to keep watching. So if you're new, me too. Now we in this together, okay? So go ahead and like and subscribe because we're about to get into these topics. You ready? Because I am. Let's do it. So from the title of this video, you guys already know what we're about to get into, okay? This was a very stressful, very traumatic experience for you know, just myself personally, and then just for Americans today. So just covering this topic, this is just a warning, you know, a trigger warning. If anything in this video is triggering for you, definitely pause it. Definitely you know, take care of yourself during the midst of this, because I know it could be a lot. So at the end of work on January 5th, that's when I really began to start seeing like people come, people setting up tents, groups of people, the flags, the hats, the MAGA hats, like all types of things. That's when things really started to pop off. And so even just riding around, going back home, it was just like, you know, the things that I saw, just the different type of people, the energy, all of that. I just knew, it was off. And I knew I was definitely placed in an uncomfortable situation that I didn't necessarily want to be in. I felt like the day was going pretty okay until 2 o'clock. Once 2 o'clock hit, it was just like, I guess, crazy on the news. It was crazy from what I could see outside. It was all these people, you know, just out and about and kind of forming their version of a revolution. And so even at this time, I wasn't necessarily threatened. However, I was definitely concerned for the latter part of the evening. Literally 2 o'clock was supposed to be my lunch break. And I say supposed to be because I guess that's around the time that things really started to get crazy. So, you know, we were advised to stay in the building. And then it was just like we would get the DC alerts. And then just like seeing them outside of the windows, it was just like, you know, you don't know if, you know, people are going to try to shoot you just because you're black. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if, you know, one of them's carrying a bomb. The possibilities were endless for, you know, my life being in danger. I think what scared me the most was knowing that these people are, I guess, supporting something that is against me, against my beliefs, against my existence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you had them chanting F Black Lives Matter. And I felt like another part of why I guess I had so much fear was because what was the purpose of this gathering? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like because there was no strict purpose, I feel as though it left room for them to just decide whatever they wanted to do on spot. And that was scary for me. So with me being on lunch, like, or supposed to be on lunch, right? Literally, I couldn't even get my order from Uber Eats because of the danger threats around the area. So I ended up not even eating lunch that day. And again, like, that put me more in panic mode because it's just like my normal routines are so they're so affected by this occurrence. Now, because of all of this stuff, I have to react on the spot. I have to make decisions on the spot that could potentially, you know, either save my life or end it. And I think another part of my experience that I have to acknowledge was the fact that basically I was in a stressful situation for all of that day. Starting at 9 a.m. It was just like, I know I might lose my life today. You know? It was like, I know I might witness some things. Like, you know, it was a picture going around of them sending something like an aircraft into the Capitol for the vengeance of them killing someone in Iran. I was preparing for 9/11 in my head. I had thoughts of, you know, what would my parents do if, you know, I lost my life today? Like, I had thoughts of, you know, how would this affect my family? Every extreme possible was just going through my head. You know, seeing cars go by and everything like that. I saw the bomb squad. And basically being next to a window, I felt like that was scarier too, because it was just like, you know, every time a person walked by, boom, trigger. You know what I'm saying? Every time I saw a flag, trigger. Every time I saw a MAGA hat, trigger. Like, I was just being triggered like 24, it felt like 24/7, like anytime, any place, any part of the day. I was literally triggered by what was going on. And then my coworkers were just as scared as I was. And it was crazy because some people even contemplated like their life goals. They were just like, you know, I'm not done yet. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they were like, I'm not done yet. Like, I want to do way more than what I'm doing. I have plans to create a business. I have plans to impact and save the world. Like, you know, these are people. These are everyday people, you know, just at this point wanting to live. And to see that, I was just like, dang. Like, you know, all of this, it was an emotional toll on me, definitely. And so in the situation, I wasn't necessarily as afraid as I was outside of the situation. So when I was inside of the situation, I just really stuck close to the facts. Like, the facts saved my whole life. That's what kind of saved me from going off in deep thought, because it's just like, you know, right now in this moment, I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now in this moment, I'm breathing. Right now in this moment, you know, I'm not in any danger. I literally took the time to step back, take some deep breaths, get myself together, and then be able to, you know, assist everybody else in that situation. People sometimes are hesitant to take deep breaths, and I don't know why, because they really do help you. You know what I'm saying? From just calming down your mental, calming down your physical, like just aligning yourself, like literally deep breaths. I could say in that moment they were a game changer, because I was able to, one, not overwhelm the people around me. Two, I was able to get myself back to a healthier state. And then three, I was able to complete my task. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I would have freaked out in that moment, you know what I'm saying? Say I would have had, you know, a stroke in that moment. It was just like, that's another traumatic event on top of this traumatic event. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have affected so many other people so many different ways. You know, emergency personnel always tell you to make sure you're good first, and then you'll be able to help others. And that is so important, especially in times like this. Well, for me it was, anyway. Also, what I did was I tried to say some little jokes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, to keep my coworkers calm. Like, I knew the situation we were in, you know what I mean? But at that moment, it was just like, can I find a smile? You know what I mean? Like, can I just make this, like, I don't know, my mind even went to the Titanic. Like, it may be a lot, but my mind even went to the Titanic, to where they were you know, playing their last song going down with the ship. It was just like, you know what I'm saying, this is their passion, this is their, you know, love for music. This is what they had to rely on. And it was just like, that's kind of what I had to rely on too. It was just like, you know, I had a job to do, you know what I'm saying? And so I know that I do this job every single day. I know that I'm good at my job, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I don't know, being able to hold on to that and to still carry out the duties of my job. It was just like, dang, like, you're gonna be all right. Because why? You do this every day. And every day you find joys. You find the little joys in every single day. Why can't you do that in this moment as well? So it's just like, okay, boom, I'm gonna find a smile right now. Like, I'm gonna just say something crazy and we're all gonna laugh, and you know, we're gonna, even for just that moment, we're gonna be okay. Another thing is, I had to tell myself that I wasn't being dramatic, and that was eye-opening. It was very eye-opening, because it was just like, I was able to feel my feelings and then talk myself through, you know, logical thinking. So it was just like, each time I validated the feelings that I felt. So if I was scared, it's okay to be scared. This is a scary time. This is a scary moment. This is something that, one, has never happened to you before. You know what I'm saying? You've never experienced something to this magnitude. You know, it's okay to not necessarily know what to do, not necessarily know who to run to, because at the end of the day, I got God on my side, and I know that He's not done with me. When He's done, we'll all know. But you know, in that moment, I was just like, you know, for some reason I was purposed to be here. Specifically, I had to categorize everything into like, what can I handle and what can I handle? What's overwhelming and what is something that I can tolerate? Like, I had to literally sit down and go over these things, you know, go over these things with myself. So things that I knew I was okay was, I have the support of my family. I have the support of my staff. I have the support of, I got God with me. You know what I mean? Like, those are the things that I took comfort in. You know, triggers, again, seeing the people, seeing the news, even seeing, you know, different texts come through, you know, precautions for safety. Those things were definitely triggering. However, I was technically still okay. I think my comment that I most said was, you know, if this were to be another like 9/11, I'm not sure if I would have been okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother level of like survivor, and I don't know what would happen. You know what I mean? So it's there's so many unknown possibilities and things of that nature. But yeah, I definitely stuck to the things that I definitely held on to the things that I could definitely tolerate, and everything within my situation was tolerable. So whew, that was good to know. My speech of like getting myself out of worry and, you know, just defeat almost, it was the fact that, you know, I was alive and present in that moment. The fact that I was able to acknowledge that this traumatic event is occurring and that I accepted that this event was going to change me. You know, that's where I began to realize, like, there can be a sense of good in this, even if it's the small stuff. So, you know, something small was I downloaded the CNN app on my phone. Something small, I've been watching the news regularly now. I don't necessarily want information just to come from Instagram. I don't even want just one news outlet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually interested in learning about the news and what channel puts out what, and the depictions, and, you know, all of that. I'm now interested in something of that nature. Before, it was just like, ew, the news. Like, I'm young, I don't have to watch that. But clearly that was an ignorant way of thinking. So you know, that gave me some type of hope. You know, that gave me some type of, there's life after this event. Another plus from this event, it was just like, it brought a whole new level of awareness, I feel like, for my generation, or maybe just, you know, in the people that I know, in my small little circle of the world. I know that this event has affected them so much. Like, this one event has caused, you know, my friends to read more. This one event has caused my friends to become a little bit more politically aware, myself included. Even though this event had been disheartening, it really showed us how change is still necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, the impact that we have on people, it still matters, because there's a population of people that think like this. There's a population of people who haven't been reached. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to be honest, some people that I encounter on a daily, who I may have had ill feelings towards regarding considerations of race, or even the experiencing of microaggressions, those people are people that I saw have sympathy, have empathy during these times. And so, even though there was a lot of chaos, it was still an opportunity for this country, or even the people within it, to choose better for themselves. This event has taught me so many things, you know, from really relying on God and listening to Him, and the importance of doing so. It's taught me about the importance of the relationships that I create, the importance of the person who I am at all times. You know, whether I play the role of encouraging friend, or if I, you know, decide to be overwhelmed by my feelings and just become, you know, hysterical or something of that nature. It's just like, the things that you do every day matter. I've been struggling with being a good person, and, you know, when I went into work, it was just like, I don't get kudos for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get a gold star. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get a gold star for this. There's no life points. I don't get 20 more years added to my life because of the decision that I made that day. But I do take joy in the fact that, you know, I'm able to be who I am. I'm able to be a positive being within any situation I'm placed in. And so that was definitely eye-opening for me. In each in each experience, you can always choose to see a better side. You know what I mean? You can always choose to see the positive of a situation, even in the worst instances. So guys, thank you so much again for just hanging out with me, for listening to my story. Thank you so much for supporting me thus far. I want to say subscribe. I am doing a giveaway after I've received my first 100 subscribers, so we are on our way. And this is something y'all will want, okay? Because low-key is something I want. Like y'all getting the good gifts, okay? It's new year. Y'all deserve new things, okay? And I'm here to support that, period.